Are you staring down Tier 2 reporting and wondering if you're missing something? Not quite sure if you've captured the right info or if you're filing correctly? We work with companies every year to clean up Tier 2 issues before they cause compliance headaches. And today, I'm going to walk you through some of the problems we come across and how we deal with them. By the end of this video, you'll understand what typically goes wrong with Tier 2 reporting and how RMA can help you fix it before it becomes a problem. Hey there, I'm Ruhlin from Resource Management Associates, your environmental experts. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you're dealing with Tier 2 reporting and asking yourself, are we really covered? Well, you're not alone. Tier 2 reporting isn't rocket science, but it is easy to mess up. It touches your materials inventory, your site operations, and goes beyond simple environmental considerations to borderline health and safety implications. And yes, even your public image is something to think about when it comes to Tier 2 reporting. So let's jump into some of these most common Tier 2 issues we see and how RMA helps companies like yours navigate them confidently. So let's start off with the big one, bad data. I've lost count of how many times I've asked customers, how much of this material do you store on site? Only to be met with blank stares or, I have no idea or wouldn't even be able to guess. We've seen it all. Storage information that doesn't match records or site inventories, SDSs that are outdated or outright missing, or materials that were temporarily housed on site and never got included. The problem? Tier 2 is about what's physically present on site, not what you purchased, not what you used, and not what you thought you were storing or even sent out on a form as waste. If you're not using correct, accurate inventory data, you could be underreporting without realizing it. That is a compliance risk you don't want. And remember, your reporting impacts emergency responders. If you forgot to include a 10,000-gallon diesel fuel tank, that's a container of highly flammable, very dangerous material that could drastically impact how emergency responders, such as fire departments, respond to emergencies at your operation. Getting your data wrong isn't just a compliance risk, it's a risk to human health and safety, including the public's. At RMA, our first move is an inventory reconciliation. We go room by room, bin by bin, container by container, shelf by shelf if we have to. We cross-check SDSs, verify materials against thresholds, even if you're dealing with trade names or vague SDSs. We make sure nothing's missing and nothing's misclassified. So your report reflects reality and you can defend it. Another big problem? Unclear ownership. We see this all the time. One team handles EHS, another handles purchasing, floor staff might handle the day-to-day inventories, but nobody's really sure who's handling or actually filing a Tier 2 report each year. Sometimes the whole thing gets passed off to someone who's an admin who's never done it before and has no idea what to ask for or include. Or worse, they just copy last year's report and hope it still applies. Well, that's where we come in. At RMA, we fill that ownership gap. We can bring structure, clarity, and repeatability to this process. Whether we're guiding your team through this process or directly taking the reins, we make sure your submission is complete, accurate, and done on time. And if you've got multiple facilities and state or local rules to consider, we're well equipped to handle that as well. Let's talk compliance confusion. Tier 2 sounds simple until you start digging into it. Which materials are extremely hazardous substances? What counts as the maximum amount on site? Are you filing at the right level, either facility, site, or company? We've helped companies navigate every aspect of this. We double-check thresholds, flag overlooked substances, and guide you through the gray areas. Some clients come to us with no idea they even needed to report. Others are over-reporting because they're playing it too safe. Either way, we're here to help you get it right. Then there's technology and workflow issues. Tier 2 reporting systems vary by state, but a lot have gotten better and simpler. Conversely, a few out there may still rely on paper submissions. And even more portals are infamous for crashing the day or the days before reporting is due. It's like handing in your paper at the last second. If the website is down or your internet is acting up, you can't just submit the report. Well, that's on you. If you're using Tier 2 submission software or navigating state portals for the first time, it is easy to get stuck. Password resets, data formatting problems, upload errors, websites crashing, it all creates stress and waste time. We smooth that out. We know the platforms, we know the quirks, and we help you get your team reporting done ahead of schedule. We can even build a repeatable workflow for next year, so you're not scrambling at the last minute again. And finally, don't overlook the public side of Tier 2 reporting. These reports don't just go to emergency planners, they can also be subject to public disclosure. If you have sensitive operations or community concerns, it's critical your data is accurate. We help you prepare, can even help you review your messaging if needed, and make sure your filings don't raise red flags where they shouldn't. So if you're feeling behind, confused, or just want a second set of eyes when it comes to Tier 2 community right-to-know reporting, don't delay. Reach out and let's talk about how we might be able to help you in your operations. We've helped companies of all sizes get Tier 2 right, and we're happy to do the same for you. I'm Chris Ruhlin with Resource Management Associates, your environmental experts. Thanks for watching.